Imagine this. Every day you work for a company for 8 hours a day, and you are clocking in at least 60 hours a week, and you're busting your butt to make your boss happy. And then you see him come around the corner and tell you that it is an honor even working there, and that being an employee is enough. And on top of all that, you're not getting paid for all the work you've been putting in either. Today I will be persuading you guys on why student athletes should get paid for all the hard work that they put in. I am a person who's always been interested in sports. When the moment the ball touched my hand, I knew I loved sports. But I'm not only interested in professional sports, but also college sports as well. But to see all these athletes putting in all this work and just getting taken advantage of, it's sad. College athletes should get paid because of how hard they work and how risking getting injured and losing it all. They bring in so much revenue to the universities, and lastly, because of how time-consuming playing a sport in college really is. But first, we must look at how college athletes are putting in all this time and putting everything on the line to have a chance at losing their scholarship. How college athletes should get paid because they put their body on the line every time they step on the field, court, and other things such as a pool. There are many instances where college athletes have been paralyzed or even injured while playing, such as a player named Eric LeGrand, who was a football player for Rutgers University and was paralyzed during a play and lost all his scholarships and ended his career. Another instance of a basketball player named Derrick Rowland, who was on his way to being selected for the NBA. When in his senior year in college, he got a gruesome leg injury, which costed him his whole career, and is never able to return to basketball again, which is extremely devastating. A lot of college athletes expect and hope to make it professionally and grind every day to not make it and have no backup plan because they spent so much of their time working on their game instead of studying. Now we are going to look at how much money college athletes really are bringing in for their universities. College athletes are very valuable because of how much revenue they bring in for their schools. According to the NCAA, in 2017, they reached a peak milestone of $1.1 billion in revenue from the tournament called March Madness for basketball. The players who played in that tournament did not see any of that money. Another thing is, most universities don't provide a backup plan in case a student athlete gets injured. If they were to receive additional money while in college, they could provide them an opportunity to save for in case of a gruesome injury like that, what happened to Eric Rowland. And lastly, according to ESPN.com, there were 5 players from Ohio State University that were suspended for trying to sell their game jerseys. Even though while Cam Newton, who played at Auburn University as a football player, they were selling his game jersey for $1,500, just being taken advantage of. Finally, we're going to look at how playing a sport in college is extremely time-consuming and exhausting for student athletes. Being a student athlete at university is very time-consuming, making it hard for students to balance their sports work and their schoolwork, not including their family life and friend life. According to a 2017 NCAA survey, Division I athletes work an average of 35.4 hours a week on athletic activities, which leaves them little or no time to maintain a job, excel in a person's schoolwork, or even have time for their friends as family. It's just almost impossible. Even though after most of these athletes finish their season, they still have to put in those extra hours and do the other athletic activities to stay in shape during their off season, which still doesn't give them time to work and save money for a backup plan. Also, according to a recent UNC lawsuit by 2 former University of North Carolina student athletes against the University of North Carolina and the NCAA, the lawsuit was because they were depriving these students of a full education while attending the school as an athlete, which is morally wrong and proves that they're overworking student athletes. Now you've seen how college athletes put in all this work and time for a chance at losing their scholarship and to not even get paid to do the work. I don't think it's worth it. All this stressful work and hustle for what? For them not to get paid for their time as an athlete? I believe they should get paid as an athlete. Today, I hope to witness that one day maybe colleges agree that student athletes should be paid because of everything they put on the line and how much revenue they bring in for their universities and how extremely time consuming it is to play that sport. And as LeBron James once said, I've always heard the narrative they get a free education. But you guys aren't bringing me here for a free education. You guys are bringing me here to get you to a Final Four appearance or a national championship. Thank you.